Richard Boom here. I'm not part of this madness.
Must have been to a higher ground, lifted up to a better.
Gather around, children, gather around. 'Tis I, your father. I'm not part of this madness. Saving the world one episode at a time. What's up, guys? Today we are going to talk about something very interesting, something that has been institutionalized, something that I bet you are doing every morning. And that is eating breakfast. Do you know that breakfast is the most important meal of the day? Is a hoax. It is a myth. And yes, you have been lied to all of your life. Not all of your life, or maybe you're young, maybe you're old. But point is, breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. Breakfast, let me repeat that. Breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. It is a meal. And by no means it is the most important. All the experts and the nutritionists, they are saying to eat breakfast because breakfast is the most important meal of the day and it is healthy, and you need to, when you wake up, slap your face with high carb, high sugar breakfast because it's healthy, or you eat your eggs and bacons in the morning because that's... Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You have no clue what you are talking about. Okay? Stop it. Just stop it. I have said this before, but experts are making you fat. And they have a lot of, I should say, incentive for you to eat breakfast. Because cereal sales, just in the US, private label, and this is not even the name brands, amounted to 656.7 million in 2017. General Mills has a sale of $496.6 million. Do you think that they would like you not to eat breakfast if it means that their bottom line will suffer? Pay attention to the word breakfast. Break fast. Break fasting. Breakfast during the olden times is primarily the first meal eaten by people after a fasting period, because people used to fast. Now people think that they should eat every 2 hours and they're going to die if they don't eat their snack. Oh, I need to eat my granola bar. During the 15th century, the term break fast literally meant breaking the fasting period prior, or break the fasting prior. Because in Britain, nothing could be eaten before the morning mass. And when people ate, they broke the fast from the night before. That's why when they say break fast, they're actually saying to break the fasting period that they were engaged in the prior evening or the prior day. As you can see just by studying the origin of the word breakfast, or the origin of the term breakfast, the etymology, so to speak, you can already see that breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. It's just another meal. This myth of breakfast being the most important meal of the day is relatively a recent/modern trend. In fact, the Romans believed that it was healthier to eat one meal a day. And if you don't believe me, just go look it up. We have the same access to information. It just so happens that, I don't know, maybe I ask better question. In the Middle Ages, breakfast was not even considered a necessary or important meal. In fact, the people from the Middle Ages thought that breakfast was unnecessary and unimportant. Breakfast was so unnecessary that it was even criticized by Saint Thomas Aquinas as praepropere, or gluttony,
during the 13th century. It is the sin of eating too soon, which was considered gluttony by a lot of people during the time. Breakfast at the time of St. Thomas Aquinas was solely granted to children, the elderly, the sick, and the working men. Anyone else didn't eat breakfast because, well, fuck, it was unnecessary, and not to mention it's a waste of money, and there's not a lot of food during that time. Breakfast was for the poor and for the low status laborers or farmers who really needed the energy for their work, or for those too weak to make it until midday dinner. And as you can see, they say midday dinner. Well, so how come everybody is telling me to stuff my face hole with 30 grams of protein in the morning, eggs and cereals and oatmeal and blah? My friends, this is testament to the power of advertising, and this is why we need to be critical in whatever we do, and we will question that breakfast thing. Breakfast, quote unquote, the most important meal of the day, actually originated in a 1944 marketing campaign by General Foods, manufacturer of grape nuts, to sell more cereals. Back in 1944, what they did was to distribute pamphlets in grocery stores promoting the importance of breakfast as an important and healthy meal. And together with that, they had radio ads saying that nutrition experts say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And you know how it is with people. When you repeat something over and over and over and over again, it becomes true, even if it's not. Or at least it becomes true in the minds of people. And when you mix morality and science together, you get this toxic brew that kind of sticks with people. And that is what Kellogg's, Mr. Kellogg's, did in the 20th century. Because Kellogg's was a religious man. He believed that wanking, masturbating, was the greatest sin, and it could be curbed through bland diet and healthy foods like his breakfast cereal. So his original intention with breakfast cereals is to curb or to stop the greatest sin, which is masturbating. So he added this layer of morality over eating breakfast cereals. So morality plus work ethics combined together, and an advertising campaign that says, eat a good breakfast, do a better job, is a recipe for the myth that we have today. The habit of eating breakfast was further solidified during the wartime because mothers needed to go to work to compensate for the missing husband in the house. So what advertisers did was they played with the maternal guilt of the mothers to force them or to propagandize them to feed their children with cornflakes. And you already know that eat a better breakfast, do a good job, and this is morality, this is healthy, and this is moral, and blah blah blah. So mothers, it was an easy choice to just feed the children breakfast. Now you have a moral layer and a health layer rolled together in one meal, plus not to mention the convenience of eating breakfast, or at least breakfast cereals. And around this time, the 1940s, Edward Bernay, PR expert for Beechnut Company, actually got 5,000 doctors to agree that a heavy protein-rich breakfast of bacon and eggs is healthier than a light breakfast. Then what he did when he got those 5,000 doctors to agree with him, he published his claim in newspapers as if it was a scientific study. Not only did he brought back bacon and eggs as breakfast staples, but also he added another layer of idea onto breakfast. Now it is not only important and morally good, but also it is medically recommended. And hence, we have this tradition or myth that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And you will have a lot of experts claiming quote-unquote experts, claiming that breakfast is healthy. Breakfast boosts your metabolism. If you skip breakfast, you're going to be fat. Which is utterly stupid. The observation that breakfast is healthy comes from the fact that healthy people usually eat breakfast. And that has nothing to do with breakfast itself. It has to do with the habits of healthy people. It's part of an overall healthy routine by these people. So this breakfast is healthy is actually wrong because there's no correlation between breakfast and health. Breakfast boosts your metabolism. This goes back to the thermic effect of food that we talked about in our episode about that 6 meals a day. And by the way, I do recommend that you listen to that episode. It's somewhere there, or I will link to it in the description below. And this, if you skip breakfast, you will gain weight. This is really stupid. You gain weight when you eat and when insulin converts glucose into fats through lipogenesis. You lose weight when you don't eat and when you use the energy stores in your body, i.e. fats. It's that simple. There's nothing important or mystical or special about breakfast. It's just that we have been propagandized for a very, very long time. And you know, when our parents do it, their parents are doing it, so why not do it? It's been like that forever, right? Wrong. Breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. I actually don't eat breakfast. In fact, I eat only one meal a day, but that is a topic for another episode. So whether you eat breakfast or not eat breakfast, or whether you believe that breakfast is healthy for you or not, I'm not here to tell you what to do. This is something I told myself before starting this show. I'm not going to tell anyone what to do. I'm just going to give them my thoughts about the facts or the non-facts that I encounter. It's up to you if you want to eat breakfast or not, but that is the truth about breakfast. That the claim that breakfast is the most important meal of the day is actually one big hoax for you to enrich the companies that are selling breakfast cereals or breakfast food. So if you like this episode, upvote, share this episode, and please subscribe on our YouTube channel if you are in YouTube, but more importantly, in vid.me. It is essential that you subscribe to my channel so I could get my VidMe account verified. I only need 50 followers in vid.me/RichardBoom. Also, don't forget, patreon.com/I'm not part of this madness. For cryptocurrencies, I'm not part of this madness.com/donate. I can only be as successful as your generosity would allow. Thank you, and see you soon. Boom.
You should know a thing about me.